I think we can all agree, as sports fans in general, whether you're a hockey fan, a baseball fan, a basketball fan, a football fan, whatever, or all of the above, that tonight has just been a roller coaster of emotions. For myself, being a Penn State football fan, watching them win the Rose Bowl, obviously lots of great moments there. Watching Connor Bedard score one of the nastiest goals I've ever seen in the World Juniors, just praying and praying and praying he doesn't go to Montreal in the draft. But all those positive emotions. Now, yes, then the Raptors start to fall and they're not playing well. But before the Raptors game could even finish, we start seeing reports. And if you were watching the big Monday nighter, the hyped up Monday nighter between the Bengals and Bills, you know exactly where I'm going with this. And I'd feel awful if I didn't bring it up. Now, if you guys are not wanting to hear it, you've heard enough, or whatever the case may be. Some people have that opinion, and that is totally fine. I'm going to attempt at some point to touch on the Raptors and Pacers game. But if you don't want to hear anything about the Damar Hamlin stuff that happened, it's still happening this evening, that's fine. You guys don't have to watch this, but I feel the need to put my thoughts out there as well. Being a content guy, being someone who puts out content for people's entertainment, I think it's in my best interest to put my opinion out there. I wouldn't even call it opinion, but my hopes and prayers for this kid, man. And if you don't know what happened, I'll try and sum it up a little bit, but even talking about it, emotions start to get the best of me a little bit, but I'll try. Damar Hamlin, safety for the Buffalo Bills, tackles T. Higgins to the ground. Looks like a harmless play, right? You don't think anything of it. He gets up, you think everything's all hunky-dory, everything's perfectly fine. And then he collapses. Just gets up, falls back. And you've seen guys get hurt in the past, whether it's hockey, whether it's, heck, in all sports. When a guy gets seriously hurt, and a stretcher comes out and all that stuff, and guys help them get on. Usually they take their time with them, right? And then you look for that thumbs up. And remember when JT got John Tavares for the Leafs got hit in the head in the Montreal series, and he gave you the thumbs up on the way out. You all look for that. But you could tell right away that this incident was different. Right away. The franticness of people scrambling on the field, the players just basically just screaming to get help, get this man some help. It was obviously a different scene. And watching his players, his teammates, his brothers, his family, God, I can't even imagine what his family is feeling. We've all seen the video by now of him hugging his, mom and family pregame. Lo and behold, an hour later, he's on his way to the hospital in critical condition. They have to do CPR on the kid. I told you guys I kind of fight the emotions a little bit. It's been a lot the last couple hours. Because being someone like myself, anybody who's played sports in the past, you know what it's like. And for Damar Hamlin, I think I can speak for all us Toronto fans. Well, our thoughts and prayers, I want to see it all in the comments. Like I said, whether you want to watch the video or not, that's fine by me. But I needed to put this out there for myself. And having watched sports all my life, seeing a guy in critical condition right now. There's been some reports, I don't know if it's true or not. We keep hearing some marketing guys saying that his vitals have improved and this and that. I don't know what's going on. But we all just hope and pray that This kid's okay. 24 years old. Just getting his career started. Second year out of Pitt. And he's fighting for his life. In the biggest game of his career tonight. Yeah, can you imagine how pumped up this kid was going into this game? And now he's fighting for his life. I was ready, as I mentioned off the top about the Connor Bedard goal and the crazy game against Slovakia and, all that stuff. I was ready to even make a video about that. I was ready to, to do a deep dive on the Raptors and Pacers and another 122 points allowed. But Scotty played really well tonight. You love what you saw from the young fella. I was ready to come on here and really dissect these games. And then I see these reports and I'm like, 2 hours later, I'm sitting there still watching the TV. All right. I'm going to attempt to do a very minimal amount of basketball talk, and I apologize to all the Raptor fans who wanted to hear a deep dive about this game, but, there's some things in sports that are bigger than a 122-114 loss to the Indiana Pacers. So I had to bring this up. I felt the need to. I wanted to. But I'm going to end off with this before I attempt to talk Raptors. All my personal thoughts, prayers, everything that I can possibly think of is with Damar Hamlin, his family. It breaks my heart to even think about what they're trying to go through right now. And he's a fighter, I can only imagine. So I'm hoping that he fights through it and we hear good news sometime soon. Hopefully tonight. Now quickly to the Toronto Raptors, as we talked about. They did fall 122-114 to the Indiana Pacers and fall now to 16-21 on the season, back to 5 games under the 500 mark. We talked about it in the last game, how it was a very, very crucial game for the Toronto Raptors. Their only road game. They have like eight in the next 9. They have games at home, and this is the one road game, and it's against a tough Indiana team that's been playing some really inspired basketball. And look, the Raptors did fight the entire game. I applaud them for the effort. But in the end, you still allow another 120 plus points. You score 114. The scoring hasn't been the issue. It's just the inability to defend and more or less the bench. I'm going to go straight to Malachi, who I've loved. We've all loved the shooting from Malachi Flynn, right? Dude played 8 minutes tonight. 8. And the reason he only played 8 minutes, because we're watching TJ McConnell absolutely blow by him and make him look silly on the defensive end. Malachi took one shot. It was a 3. He missed it. And in 8 minutes, he was a minus 18 on the floor. Make sure I'm right with that. Minus 18 on the floor. And that's a big swing. In a game where you lost by 8? And when you were, tied 101 at one point in the fourth quarter? The Raptors were right there in the fourth. It's just they made the flurry near the end, the important punch, and you lost. Really nice start for the Raptors. They had the 33-point first quarter. They only allowed 29. You're up by 4 after 1. You're feeling good about yourselves, right? In the second quarter, the defense kind of just falls apart. Again, that's when you start implementing the bench a little bit more, right? And they allow 37 in the second. They only score 24, and that 4-point advantage is gone, and you're minus 13 in the second, and you're minus 9 at the break. Credits to the Raptors, though. The talk of the town, right? That third quarter being awful. Well, they played a really good third. 33-25 in the quarter. The offense flowing. Scotty really got into his game. In the first half, he seemed to be more of a facilitator. And then in the second half, he's like, okay, it's scoring time. And then he drops 23 in the game. So, phenomenal. And then in the fourth, obviously, offense dries up a bit. They only score 24. They get in the bonus with like 5 minutes left, which obviously is a really important thing for them. They score 31 and you drop the game. And what's crazy is Raptors won the 3-point shooting battle. Albeit in makes. In attempts, Well, you took 15 more and you only made 4 more. So they shot a better percentage at 37%. Raptors only shot 33% from 3 at 14 for 42. But they demolished us on the glass. Raptors were minus 14 on the glass and minus 3 on the offensive boards. Turnovers, you were only plus 1, so you really didn't win the battle. And in the fast break, they just slaughtered the Toronto Raptors 23-10. And then that's what we talk about as Raptors being that's their strong suit, right? Getting out and running, getting out in the fast break. Well, Indiana's that type of team too. They love to get out and they love to get out and run. Well, they did that successfully, and they beat the Raptors at that game. Like I said, winning 23-10. Let's get to the player stats, and then I'm just going to wrap this thing up because as you guys, I hope you guys can understand. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and like I said, a 122-114 loss to the Indiana Pacers. It's kind of at the bottom of the pile for me. You know what I mean? With Penn State winning, with obviously the Team Canada winning, and obviously with the young fella Hamlin getting hurt, and just not. Oh, God, I don't even want to think about it right now. I don't even want to think about it. So let's briefly talk about this, the performances from the Toronto Raptors team. All right, so Pascal, look, you know what you're getting from him, right? 26-7-7 tonight, shot 9-17, was really good early. I think he had 15 in the first quarter. So 9-17 from the field, 6-7 from the line, 2-4 from 3. What else can you ask for? Fred VanVleet, he's back in the lineup. 3 of 15 from the field, 3 of 12 from 3. At one point, he was 3 of 8 from 3. So he missed his final 4 3-pointers, and he only lost by 8. Like, those are some crucial shots that he could not drill in the game. Gary's in one of those streaks where Duke can't miss. And he's back in the starting unit today, and he was spectacular. 32 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 of 18 shooting, 5 of 6 from the line, 5 of 10 from 3, had a couple steals, really impressive. And then Scotty Barnes, who I thought was the best, one of the best. Him and Gary, Pascal too. Hell, they had 3 really good players today. Yet they got their teeth kicked in because the bench unit really, really struggled. You look at the bench unit, the top guy when it comes to field goal makes was 1. Precious made 1. Good to see him back, but he struggled. Understandably so. Missed like 24 games. Koloko, 1 for 1. Thad, 1 for 1. Malachi Flynn, 0 for 1. Chris Boucher, 0 for 1. You're getting nothing from these guys. Nothing. And then you add on to the fact that Fred's struggling shooting the ball. It's just you're kind of kicking yourself in the gut. You really are. But Scotty Barnes, I thought, was absolutely outstanding today. 23, 8, and 8. Shot 8 of 14 from the field, 6 of 8 from the line, 1 of 2 from 3. Had 2 blocks in the game. And in a game where you lost by 8, Scotty Barnes was a plus 16. And I thought his on-ball defense was absolutely phenomenal. I was really, really impressed with him tonight. And I believe, is that back-to-back games now where he's actually... and he had 11, 5, and 3 in the last one, shot 4 of 12. But it's games like this where we see Scotty play this well, and you're like, damn, he's absolutely balling. This is what we want to see on a consistent basis, effort-wise. We're hoping to see it, but a really nice road game for Scotty. OG struggled shooting the ball today. It's pretty evident. 17 points, 8 boards, couple of assists, 7 of 20 from the field, 3 of 11. Him and Fred combined was at 6 for 23. From 3-point range. Everybody else shot pretty well, right? You had Gary at 5 of 10. Okay, and Pascal 2 for 4. But let's be honest, the bench took 3 threes total and didn't make one. You're not, you get nothing from the bench. Precious, minus 11. Christian Koloko, minus 4. Thad Young, minus 14. And Malachi Flynn, minus 18. Chris Boucher, minus 5. And then you look at the starters, Pascal was a minus 6 because he's trying to keep those dudes afloat. Fred was actually a plus 1. Gary was plus 1. Scotty plus 16. OG was an even player. You lost by 8. Your bench gave you nothing. You look at their bench. Well, where is this here? Benedict Mathurin, Canadian boy, had 21. McConnell had 15. Smith had a double-double, 11 and 11. Let me look at their plus minuses. Mathurin plus 21. McConnell plus 11. O'Shea Brissett, former Raptor, plus 9. Then you have Jalen Smith, plus 9. and Chris Duarte, who only played 15 minutes, but he was a plus 13 on the floor. Their bench gave them a ton more effort than the Raptors bench, and that is very, very evident. And that's where I'm going to wrap it up, all right? You know what, guys? Next game for the Toronto Raptors, on Wednesday night, they host the Milwaukee Bucks at Scotiabank Arena, so we'll see how that one plays out at 7:30. And the next game for the Leafs is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. puck drop at Scotiabank Arena as they host the St. Louis Blues, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and I apologize for having to start the video like that, if you're not into it, and if you do like it, let me know in the comments, guys, because I want to hear your feedback, because I was just kind of flying off the seat of my pants when I was trying to explain all that stuff about Damar Hamlin. So I wanted to say a bunch of things. I think I got most of it, if not all of it, out. I hope you guys, I wouldn't say enjoyed it, because that's not really a good thing, but I hope you guys, it was insightful, and I hope it was a good listen for you guys, because I just want to put that out there. So hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game, your thoughts. Give all the prayers to Damar Hamlin in the comments. That's what I want to see in the comment section. If I don't see it, shame on you guys. But I believe in you guys that you will. So I hope to see that in the comment section. Twitter, Instagram links are down below. I've already been posting a bunch of stuff on there about Damar Hamlin, so go check that out if you guys don't really know what is going on there. Discord links down below as well. And I'll talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow night, 7 p.m. puck drop. Obviously, like I said, as they host the St. Louis Blues at Scotiabank Arena. And as for the Raptors, they host Milwaukee on Wednesday night, 7:30 tip-off there. And usually I wrap it up in a certain way, but I can't do that today. I'm going to wrap it up with this. Prayers up. Damar Hamlin. Hopefully we hear some good news over the next little while, and hopefully at some point down the road we get to see a little press conference from the kid. Because at 24 years old, he's got a long life to live. So prayers up for him, and I'll talk to you guys down the road.